Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War Invasions, week 28, day 4. We are done with invasions, however, we did end up getting a class event for Merlantis, and I'm actually somewhat ever so slightly tempted to take it just because of how low our gems are, gosh. It has been being repaired some off of tributes, but we're at 21,225, lowest I've been in a very long time. Adventure board doesn't have anything special. However, Lunar New Year, I believe, is 2 days from now. So we'll see if we get anything special on this. We should be. If nothing else on calendar, we get the pet. Well, obviously we already got the pet on Wednesday, but you know, if you for whatever reason didn't end up getting it, and you've logged in for 3 of the 4 days, we're getting it tomorrow, and that should be Lunar New Year's, I believe. So one of those two, or both of those two, will probably have something off of the adventure board. But today, just a normal old adventure board. And with that being said, I should probably actually start with that. Let's clear these out real quick. Go from there, go to dungeons. Probably mess around with class event, because why not? Even though I don't need the XP, but we need the gems. And then just start power leveling this hero class. And by starting, I mean quite literally this entire stream will be getting some levels towards it. Want to get at least 77, but we could probably aim for 78 as well. And tomorrow, of course, we have a new bounty hunter. The bounty hunter troop's actually not that bad either. We're getting a turtle. A very decent turtle that's kind of like apothecary. It's not going to be better than apothecary, but in the context of bounty hunter, it's going to be pretty good, given that this is the first normal conversion troop being added to bounty hunter. And by normal, I mean things like Valkyrie, Alchemist, the things that can convert one of any color into whatever other color they choose. Or not that you get to choose, but you know, they all do a static single color, but you get to choose where... what one you end up doing it on. And they have a pretty decent board control. And it's the first one of its type that is added to Bounty Hunter. I believe it's also the first repeat typing now that I think of it. No, wait. There might be a few others. Never mind. It's not a there's a few others that already have repeating. However, that might be the second one for Brown. I don't think there was another one other than Apothecary prior. I know a couple of them do have some that overlap. But I'm pretty sure Brown didn't. So we'll be getting that tomorrow. And that's Stone Skin, which I believe is the first for a converting troop like it. I don't recall any of the other ones having 50% score reduction. Actually, most of them have pretty bad traits. Like Alchemist. Well, Alchemist isn't too bad. At least he has a +1 into himself. And immune to silence is ever so occasionally useful. Also, hello everyone. Even say hello to all the peoples. Let's see. Hello, William. Hey, you're getting here first again. People were mentioning that you were having computer problems. Did you ever get all that fixed? I assume so. But hopefully everything went well with that. Hello, Jefferson. Hello, Zeddicus. Hello, Zakid. I have no clue what's going on with Keyline, but hopefully he's fine. I haven't chatted with him since Saturday. Hello, Isabel. Hello. Hello, Birdleaf. Hello, Zex. Hello, Steve. Hello, Vortex, and hello, everyone else. Welcome, welcome. Where have I been? I've been around lately. I was gone for a little while during the holidays. I was up in Chicago. But yeah, I'm here now. I've been here for last few weeks. Some of the Monday event videos. Oh, that reminds me. I still have those other 2 Monday event videos recorded, and I never bothered posting those video things. At this point, it's gonna seem really out of place if I end up posting them, but I should really just go post them. But they're gonna seem so ridiculously out of place soon, which is kind of funny. I definitely need to before next week's event, that's for sure. I actually completely forgot about that. Not sure how that reminded me. Yeah, I should hopefully be able to get the Monday event videos up in a little bit more timely fashion. The only really annoying part about it is the time that reset time actually is. It is the dead center of the night. At least in my time zone anyways. Oh, grab that. Get a... We don't have any good manas there. Take brown for now. Get a key. Unfortunately, I did not get full mana out of that, but it won't really matter. Just got a pokey poke. And he's dead. Pokey pokes for the win. Oh, you're still having problems with it? That's unfortunate. How's the snow been hitting you lately? I haven't gotten snow here for like 4 or 5 years. Actually, the last time I got snow, I was up in New Jersey, just 2.5 years ago. The last time I've actually seen snow in South Carolina was like 6 years ago. It doesn't snow here. Snow doesn't exist. Although I did get snow while I was in Chicago, which was pretty cool. I actually got snow twice. Which I generally don't get to see because it never snows here. Yeah, I'll take that for now. Get her out of destroy. Yeah, we'll take yellow for now. Destroy all the things, get our key down. Hello, Drunk Savage! Welcome. There you go. So that's out of the way. Next order of business. Let's actually do Merlantis event for once. Oh wait, we got a new pet next week as well? Interesting. I wonder what bonus that's for. I'm pretty sure that's not cosmetic. Though by looking at his art, I have not the slightest clue what I would even guess is for what his typing would be. If it isn't cosmetic. Let me double check. I actually have no clue what that pet is for. Is it cosmetic? I almost feel like it's cosmetic. Like, what on earth would that bonus be? Based on his art, I can't even, like, give a guess. Let's see. Where's the pet? What am I looking at? Oh, that's the Soul Forge. I'm not looking for Soul Forge. Let me get rid of that. I am looking for all the old info. Let's see. Return to main page. Let's just do it this way. All the event stuff. Well, I should just click pet spoilers if I'm already on this page. It is cosmetic. That's what I thought. It's Australia Day. Okay, I was gonna say, like, what on earth would that bonus be? But yeah, it's Australia Day. Also, we're getting a lot of pets. We're getting a pet. We got a pet yesterday. And technically tomorrow. But they're both the same pet. But we got a pet yesterday. We're getting a pet next Wednesday. We're getting a pet that following Wednesday. And then we're getting a pet that following Wednesday. But when I say we're getting a pet, I mean a new pet. And then we're getting another pet after that. And another pet after that. Wait, what? Why are they doing so many pets all of a sudden? We're getting like a new pet every single week for 6 weeks in a row. I didn't even realize that. Starting with the pet that we just got yesterday. I think that's the most amount of pets we've ever got in that short duration of a time. Not to mention we're also going to be getting 2 faction pets in that time, of course. The most recent faction and next faction. So that's 8 pets in 6 weeks is what that will come down to. That is a lot of pets. But yeah, we had the faction pet. We had the pet that we got yesterday for Lunar New Year's 2020. Then there's the pet for... I might as well show this on screen. What's the website thing? That's the easiest way to get there. We shall get there. Improv. Let's see. I can't type. Let's see. So we got the pet from the faction last Friday. We got a pet yesterday for Lunar New Year's 2020. We're getting a pet next week for Australia Day. We're getting a pet after that for Sin Mirage bonus. We're getting a pet after that for Valentine's Day 2020. We're getting a pet... Why does it say 2019? Weird. We're getting a pet after that for the faction. And then we're getting a pet after that for mechs. And then we don't get a pet for a while until April 1st. Kind of funny that it falls on April 1st. But, yeah, that is 6 pets in a row. The one we just got, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 of which are faction, 2 of which are cosmetic, and 2 of which actually have a bonus. Which are the Cinder Mirage one and the mech one. Interesting. Anyways, that's that. But that's a lot of pets. I know, rip pet food. There goes all of our pet food. Let's see. Yeah, I feel like on the water you don't get snow as much. Probably has something to do with the breeze in the ocean. Has so much pet food from 4.7 they need to justify a way to go and get rid of it all. Did they remove the quit button from the settings menu on mobile? It seems like something weird if they would do that. I'm pretty sure it's still there. It might have just been a bug with the most recent patch. That awkward moment when patches ruin more than they fix. But they did get a decent amount of bug fixes in this most recent one. Okay, so how do we want to run this? I might just run it for quick kill. I'm leaning towards the quick kill method. Which is, since we're just going to be doing the lower battles anyways. Oh, Merlantis hero class doesn't get a half mana start naturally, does it? That's unfortunate. Okay, and then we just go Dawnbringer. None of them have Link, which is very unfortunate. Not a single yellow in this place has Link. Which is useful for what I'm trying to do, but none of them have it. Okay, and then let's go Dawnbringer. Let's get some quick kills this way. Because I'm just doing the free ones. Okay, and change our banner accordingly. There's a good mind screen for this. That works. Right? Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, let's roll this then. And we'll run our class as... anything worth leveling? Since we can't run half mana start on you. Oh, wait. You do have half mana start. I lied. Okay, let's just use Merlantis class. Get it done quicker since we're mostly just doing it for gems anyways. Do I need to tweak anything? Extra life. Cleanse. Some immune. 50%. Submerge. Extra purple. We don't need extra purple with this team. How about extra blue? Though I need to remember for Guild Wars to switch that. But in this particular instance, we just need blue and some merfolk because merfolk. Okay, let's do that then. Okay, let's just quick kill it with that. Oops, I didn't actually set it. I just bonified it. Let's just do this to get some quick kills and get our claim our gems. You're using Doomed Blade? Yeah, Doomed Blade would work too. Main reason for Dawnbringer is it uses a much wider range of mana. So it's a bit quicker to fill. However, it's still pretty quick to fill the other one. Because it only needs 9 mana. This needs 10. The nice benefit is that it uses 3 mana, not 1. Oh, that reminds me, I don't have my thing set correctly. Let me do that. I need magic, and more magic. One of the other few things that plus 12 magic gets used for. Pretty much any instance where you're running half mana start and similar mechanics, you run pure magics. Because not only are you going to be able to cast quicker, but you already have a mana start, so you don't need Anu. Those tend to be the main teams that tend to use the plus 12 magic rather than plus 8. Or none at all. So what's level of Val Ravens? I feel like we have more sigils than what we started with. We started with 8, and we're back at 8 after 4 battles. You got an Nisha token today. Congrats. I actually can't even recall the last time I got an Nisha. I think we're over a month dry. However, I haven't really been farming it as much as I have in the past. But we're still pretty bad luck on it. Because whenever we're farming tier 3 or tier 5, there's a 0% chance we get Nisha. So that doesn't count as us farming it. And I've been doing that a lot to power level the hero class. I'm just getting there. Still need, oh, wrong hero class. But we still need, I believe, 24 more levels, I want to say. I'll take blue for now. Too bad that surge isn't full mana. It's kind of surprising, but I guess we only have +3. Would be the case. Because we have 2 off of banner and 1 off of class. Main reason I'm using this hero class rather than Corsair or something is mostly because of the 20% bonus that we have on this week. Which allows Dawnbringer, I believe, to one-shot the entire time. I believe normally it would stop one-shotting, and it might even still stop one-shotting with this much damage. However, to go further than it normally can for one-shots, due to the increased damage that it has from 20% extra stats. Oh yeah, 550k souls halfway to Dawnbringer, nice. Yeah, it can be a little bit tedious to grind it initially, but once you do that, you've gotten rid of like one of the biggest soul sinks in the game. Other than meddling troops. We don't really need to worry about that till later anyways. Also, hello, Dortero and Foro. Welcome, welcome. And Army X2 if I didn't already say hi. Oh wait, it won't be fixed until next patch? Ouch. That's bad. Next patch is until like another month and a half, 2 months. I believe mid-March. However, we have no official date. I believe it's mid-March for next patch. Also, they should be beta testing it, so I'll get to see what it looks like a little bit early. Obviously, I can't really mention much on it. It isn't publicly shared. But, yeah, we'll see what happens with it. Hopefully something interesting. It's most likely going to be a class rework. Because, by 4 months from now in April, or 3 months from now, we will have every hero class in the game. And they're likely going to be doing a patch before then, in order to tweak hero classes. As well as class events. Because class events have been pretty weird for a while now, as far as their lack of viability. Because a lot of people don't do them just because, they're not really worth it. It's weird because class events, something that's supposed to be the best EXP for hero classes, theoretically, isn't even the best EXP for hero classes. Grinding class EXP is actually quicker than doing the class events. The only thing they're particularly good for is an easy leaderboard, or somewhat easy leaderboard, and if you want to spend a bunch of gems on it in order to max a hero class. However, the conversion rate for that's pretty expensive. It's about 1 gem per EXP. And given that you can get about 180 EXP per hour or so, that is extremely expensive to do it that way. However, some people do it just to rush it along. And mid-March on a Tuesday, pretty much. They love Tuesdays. Hello, Max Wellerin. Welcome. It's really unfortunate that that's ever so barely not one shot. 1 EXP, what are you doing? Okay, 6 more battles. In the next set, we'll definitely have to double cast. I was expecting it to be able to one-shot this set, though. Kind of surprised it doesn't. It ever so barely doesn't. Oh, why will you take the extra turn? It was actually, the AI was actually smart enough to take the Cascade by taking a 3 into a 4. Because there wasn't any way you could swipe it. Okay, now we just need to find one more Valraven. Last I recall, there's actually a 100% chance you'll find a Valraven with your free battles, assuming you get every single one. I have yet to see a single instance where it doesn't give it to you. And that's after dozens upon dozens of class events. It's highly possible it doesn't give you enough when you buy like 2 or 3 packs to go all the way to the end. I forget what the threshold was for it. But it really loves to make you spend one more in that regard. But as far as free battles, I believe 100% of the time, from what I recall, it ends up giving you 4 sets of the free battles, all the way up to tier 4, to that reward. And it shouldn't be any different. Should get Valraven here or next battle. It's gonna scare us by giving it to us next battle. I know there should be a 100% chance we get Valraven next battle. I'm pretty sure it's coded in a way that's not even possible not to. And it should 100% be Valraven. And there's the 100% Valraven. But yeah, I don't know exactly how Valraven's drops work. But in regard to class events, I do know that that would have been a 100% chance. And there's our final 2 battles. How annoying will Pure Faction be for the upcoming faction? I'm not sure. I haven't even looked at the faction troops yet for next faction. It's still a little bit too far out because they could still tweak it. Generally, until the week of, I don't really bother looking at them. They've been editing a lot of factions before they get released recently. Like half the factions that have gotten released for the last several factions have gotten tweaked to some capacity prior to it being released. And they're likely going to be tweaking the one that already came out too. It didn't get tweaked yet, but there were a lot of mentions with how annoying the transform thing is. So they might be tweaking it to some degree. And there we go. And we got another Valraven, however that one's not useful. And there we go, 25 gems, 10,000 gold. And the XP is useless because I already have it maxed. But it's obviously just done for the 25 gems. There we go. Okay, so next order of business. Let's go hand out redeem code. And go mess around with farming a zero class some. Guess we'll get it to level 78 for now. Actually, let's go hand out code once we get to 77. I think we're close enough to 77 that we can do it based on that. And then we'll go to 78. Let me double check. It should be very close. Like 10 XP or less. Oh, never mind. We're doing it now. I didn't realize it was that far. Gosh. Let's see. We must have just recently gained a level then. That or we only did it for the dailies. Oh, that might have been why. But anyways, let me go and hand out code now then. Where to go? Wait, do I not have it open? There it is. Okay, let me make sure I actually give out the right one this time. I accidentally gave out a big code last night due to mistakes. There we go. That's the right code. Copy. And here you guys go. Use this on gemswar.com where you have the game code section. Your invite code can be found in your settings menu. Redeem code's right over there in chat. Just copy paste the random numbers and letters. And give the same reward as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. Enjoy, everyone. And we'll have another one tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow we'll be streaming around probably 10 a.m. I think I'll be starting at normal time. I'll be starting around 10 a.m. doing the entirety of Bounty Hunter and probably just calling it a stream after we finish up Bounty Hunter, which will probably take like 2 or 3 hours. But yeah, clear up Bounty Hunter in the morning. Just to have a video going over it, mention everything right at the beginning of it, and go from there. I'm not actually going to do a separate video. Normally for Bounty Hunter, I just go over it right at the beginning, just because there's not really much of a point in doing a Bounty Hunter video, just because the Bounty Hunter team is almost the exact same every single Bounty Hunter. But the only exception that you have a mandatory bounty captain that you basically have to use each time. Besides from that, it's essentially the same each time. Alright, let's go farm this thing. Still need to get this to level 100 before next Guild War. Still got a decent amount of time. We should be able to make it. Excuse me. But how many more days do we have left for it? We have 17 days. I need to get 24 levels in 17 days. That should be manageable. If we do a level and a half per day, we'll get it. Today we'll probably get down 2 levels. Thank you, everyone. I know, big sneeze. Okay, I believe we had 50 more battles to begin our next level. If he'll let us. I should probably bring out the controller for tomorrow as well. We're gonna need it to clear through Bounty Hunter quicker. Same as if we ever do Explore for very long durations. I normally don't use it for shorter durations like this. But if I'm gonna sit down for like over an hour to go grind Explore, it's always worth getting out the controller. Doesn't take that long to sync. Takes like 30 seconds to a minute. However, if you're doing a pretty short session, that 40 seconds to a minute time is actually quite a lot relative to how much it actually saves you. Because it only saves about 1 second a minute. Actually, no, more like 1 second a battle. Which is like 3 seconds a minute. Which I guess is technically worth it. That means it's worth it to use controller if you're planning on playing for longer than like, what, 15 minutes? So I guess it's always worth doing it. If there's 34 people or 64 people, why aren't there 64 likes? I highly doubt that would ever happen. Getting the like counter to be the same as the views. And that's mostly because of not everyone who's viewing actually has a YouTube account set up. Or they might just be AFK. And just watching in the background. For any other number of reasons. Maybe they don't like the stream. And they're torturing themselves by watching the stream. Pretty sure there's some people that are that masochistic. Well, is your stream that delayed right now? Compared to chat? They don't like the stream, but they like the codes. Your biggest problem microing the spell casting is you always click too soon. Yeah, that can happen as well. It's a different, it's slightly different timing that you have to do all the clicks. However, the main part where it saves time on is the in-between screens because you can just spam click, as well as quick casting. Because even if you're really consistent and always clicking the cast button without misclicking, it still saves a bit of time every single time. But I feel like the biggest time it saves is time savers, the in-between screen there. By the in-between screen, I mean everything from this to this goes quicker when you're using a controller. And so does casting. But for casting, it doesn't make as big a difference as it does for those in-between screens. Unless you misclick a lot. Oh, only a single Yasmin. What are you doing? At least give us 2 if you're going to give us a useless one. You find my voice very soothing. Thank you for that, Zeddicus. Greatly appreciated. What's the bounty team setup for tomorrow? I'm not 100% certain. However, you can use the turtle into Dograki. So that alone is your entire team. Everything else is just for support. At least for the earlier battles. For the later battles, you could just use a really big brown mythic. Though, I don't know. Maybe I'll do it with 4 this time. Because turtle to Dograki is enough to win any battle. Though do keep in mind you're not allowed to double up in Bounty Hunter. But turtle to Dograki with 2 other options is already a team. Because you can just feed brown into Dograki, gain barrier and submerge to protect yourself from damage, and then just keep poking them with Dograki damage. You just keep chipping them over and over again with brown spam mana. Because you get to spam submerge, you get to spam barrier, and you get to spam brown board control. And you'll have infinite brown mana that you can feed into Dograki, and then Dograki just upscales, chips them down. Not to mention the turtle has 50% mana start. Honestly, this is probably going to be the 2nd best bounty troop ever added. And it synergizes with the best bounty troop ever added, which is Dograki. Yes, it's even better than for barriering than Feral Hound. Feral Hound has a lower mana cost, however this new troop has way more board control. Because it actually can consistently land extra turns. Because you know exactly where all the gems are going. Oh, is the stream that delayed? Not sure what's up with that right now. Let's see, how far is it behind? Trying to see. But so far it's loading the battle that I just got into right now. And now it's in that battle. Doesn't look too far behind. It looks like about 10 seconds. From what I can tell. There's about a 10-second delay. Streams are always going to have like some amount of small delay. Yeah, using controller only is very annoying. I would not advise it, unless you're on console and you have to. Though I believe the only platforms that you're forced to have to use controller only is PS4 and Xbox One. Because PC obviously has mouse and keyboard. Mobile devices have touchscreen. And Switch has touchscreen. So only PS4 and Xbox One are you ever restricted to just controller. Which I don't advise ever playing that game that way. You can kind of get used to it. The biggest issue with controller only is you have to use a lot of empowers. Because if you don't, you're going to get very, very slow battles. Like, controller is really good if you already have mana. Like, for what we're doing right now, controller only is actually viable. The biggest issue with controller only, though, is whenever you need to take something off the board. Because you have to manually move the cursor one at a time to go to the location that you want to move, which is very time consuming. A setting to get rid of animation. We have suggested it before. However, they didn't end up implementing it, mostly for economy's sake. Because they were afraid that it would break how quickly you could go through battles. Yet they still added 4 times speed, which is kind of funny. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure their argument in the past for not doing it was they're concerned for the economy if they do. Because for the battles we're doing right now, it'd probably shave off like 1 to 2 seconds per battle without animations. And that might not sound like a lot, but we're talking about like a 15 to 20 second battle here. Yeah, controller is really quick for empower teams. It's just when you need to actually take stuff off the board, it's very slow. Hello, Contendo. Welcome. But make sure the live button is hit as well on the stream. Sometimes due to lag, it can desync a bit. Either on my end or your end. Like, unless that live button has a red circle next to it, it's going to be behind a little bit. That's where is mine behind? No, mine still says live. But yeah, if you like hover over the stream, there should be a thing that says live, and then it has a circle next to it. If it's gray circle, then it's not live. You just click it and it should become live. And if it is a red circle, then it's live. The live still has a small delay. But if it's a gray, then it's behind by more than the small delay. What do you think of the new Mythic Mother of Darkness? It's a lot of true damage. Like, really, really hefty true damage. It's going to be... it could be... No, it wasn't going to be that. I was going to say, it could be a good Explore option. However, I believe it can only kill up to Explore 9 or Explore 10. So, unfortunately, it doesn't have enough damage for that. But, it's interesting. It's probably going to be a PvP option and Guild War option and nothing else. I'll have to see how it pans out in those game modes. He has a really high double hit true damage hit. The biggest issue is it creates a lot of purple and is extremely purple dependent, yet doesn't use it purple as its mana, which is a really weird combination to have. So it's set up to use purple, but doesn't use purple. Everything it does is based on purple, yet it doesn't use the color purple. If it did, it'd be very viable. But because it doesn't, I feel like it's going to be a bit too clunky in most teams. Its viability will probably depend on what the best purple synergy troop is for it at any given moment in time. Because that's where it gets most of its value, is from whatever its purple synergy troop is. Just because of its high dependency on the color. Hello, Viper! Welcome. Did we still not gain that level yet? Should be pretty close. Yeah, we haven't yet. Need to get those lucky 7s. What about defense and PvP with summoning and stealthy? Wait, doesn't the Mythic have stealthy? I guess that could work. Help keep it alive. And have it just chip it down with true damage. Synergize it with life and death. Haha. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, that actually would work. It's going to be used with Orb Weaver in Life and Death. I'm not sure what the full composition would be. But it is totally going to be used with Orb Weaver in Life and Death. That's going to be annoying. I wonder if that would actually be new meta for that defense team. Rather than going the Elf route with Weaver, going the, going maybe Rogue route. Or probably not Rogue route. I'm not sure what route you'd really go, typing-wise. But, you'd probably be able to make something work with it. What does it count as? I believe it's a Daemon Rogue? I believe it was. New Mythic, next Mythic. What weapon is that I'm using? It is Dancing Daggers. You get this from 250 wins on the Drifting Sands hero class. You could use it with Archmagus class, however, the Mythic doesn't use purple. So you'd have to have a really good synergy troop for it. Hello, Jellybean. Welcome. Oh, no, I don't feel like you'd run Archmagus with it. Unless your purple was just really important to get mana on. But even in something in the case of life and death, it's not extremely important to get mana on it, because it doesn't help you keep going. It just does some poke damage and help stay tanky. The fact that it auto ends its turn is a big downside of it. It's good to have like a cast up of it, but it's not something that you necessarily need to spam a lot. Especially if AI spams it too much, it will end up def marking something that's already def marked, which is going to refresh the timer, which is actually not a good thing because it resets the 10% chance, or it resets the first turn not being able to die off a def mark mechanic, which I'm not sure why it's still like that. Maybe it's just a coding issue. But reapplying a def mark really shouldn't reapply the 1 turn delay, but it does. Every single time you redo def mark, it reapplies the 1 turn delay. The 1 turn delay being that for the first turn, it cannot die to def mark. It's a mechanic that was added a while back due to how annoying def mark was when it just instantly kills you out of nowhere with no way to retaliate it, even with cleanse. But now that there's ways to do that in the current state of the game, honestly, I don't feel like it'd be too broken if they added 0 turn def mark back. Or at least make 1 turn. I don't know. 1 turn def mark's probably fine. They just really need to make it so reapplying it doesn't refresh it. If they did that, def mark would probably be viable again. Hey, level 77, lucky 7s. It's not horrible now, but it's so inconsistent that you don't really go out of your way to use it. Like, if something happens to have it on your team, then okay, good. Like, even with life and death, you don't use life and death because it has def mark. You use life and death because it has blessed into a really big HP gain, which makes hero really tanky. The def mark is just something put on top of it. Very rarely do you go out of your way just to use def mark. Yeah, def mark used to kill on first turn. The issue with that is back then there was no counter to it because Cedric tokens obviously didn't exist. So if you got def marked, there's a potential chance that you could just instantly die before you even get a chance to cleanse or retaliate to it. So they ended up adding a 1 turn delay. Like, it used to be a 2 turn delay, and then it was completely useless when it was first added. Then they turned it to 0 turn delay, and then it became the entire meta of the game because it was so broken. And then they added a 1 turn delay, which isn't bad, but it's the fact that it refreshes every single time makes it not worth using, or at least not going out of your way to use. Because def mark spam isn't a team that you can really use since the refresh will just keep occurring. So there's generally not a point in using more than 1 def mark option on your team. But yeah, 0 turn delay would probably be a bit too broken. I don't know. We'll have to see what they end up doing with it. I wish they would tweak it though. There's a lot of stats effects that could be tweaked. Disease and a few others could really use some work too. And the fact that burn and poison don't really rescale. I still find it rather hilarious that poison is the most broken mechanic in all their Puzzle Quest games. Yet, in Gems of War, it's actually the worst stats effect in the game. It is such a bad stats effect that there are a lot of teams where it's actually considered a positive stats effect, even though it's a negative stats effect. Because of traits that trigger whenever you take HP damage. Which is perfect to be poisoned on. Bleed not having a cap would never happen. That would get very broken very quick. That would be an interesting mechanic. If bleed didn't have a cap, but instead every bleed counts as 2 damage. The only issue with that is there's going to be an infinite loop team that you'll just get like absurd amount of bleed on. And then every single turn they're going to take something like 30 to 50 damage or something. Which will be just too broken. However, it would take time to get that many extra turns. Had no more broken and Gob Truffle. True. Actually, Gob Truffle would still be quicker even if that was a thing. At least with what current options exist. However, even if they did that tweak, like if they made it so every bleed counted as 2 but have no limit towards it, that would actually make it weaker in quite a few situations. Because at 3 and 4 stacks, it would actually have higher than 2 damage per bleed. With how it's currently set up. Which means only at 5 stacks would you start getting better value. If they were to make it 2 per thing and remove the cap, you'd have to have at least 5 bleed stacks for it to be more beneficial than in the current state of the game. And I guess technically 1 bleed stack is also stronger because it'd be 2 damage rather than 1. But really, you wouldn't see much of a difference with it until 5, if that was to be a change that they ever did, which I'm pretty sure they would never would. And the main reason for that is I believe they have every single poison set up as a different stats effect. I'm not 100% certain on that, but I feel like they do have it set up similarly to that. Maybe not exactly so, but it might actually be near impossible for them to ever make it go infinitely, just because they might need to have an individual one for every single thing, which would just take up too much data. Let's see. Oh no, is Xbox out right now? That's unfortunate. Yeah, servers go down occasionally. Also, if I missed any other questions, feel free to leave it in chat. I'll make sure to go over them. Also, we'll probably gain a hero level today. Hero level as in the bigger level. Actually, might be a little bit short if we go for the exact level 78. Ooh, Glorinum. I believe we have about 50 battles to go. 1,000 glory, go. Also, Vault event, not this weekend, but next weekend. This weekend we have Bounty, but next weekend we will have Vault. The almighty Vault events. And I've missed 2 of the 3 last Vault events. I don't need to go to that court case either, which is nice. So, yeah, we'll finally have an entire weekend where we can go focus on the event. And also what's nice is the Smash character, I believe, is coming out on the 28th. So that I won't even conflict with anything either. Also, I should have glasses this weekend too, though I'm not sure if the glasses place is actually open this weekend. Because they said it would be 7 to 10 days. You know what? They might have been 7 to 10 business days when they said 7 to 10 days. That's unfortunate. Because I'm not sure if they're open on the weekend. And if it is 7 to 10 business days, that means it could be as long as Monday or Tuesday until we get the glasses. They still haven't called yet. Hello, Spab. Welcome. Last Monday was a holiday, yet another delay. Wasn't it Martin Luther King Day, I believe? I believe it was that holiday. I know that was recently. I forget if that was on Monday or not. Let's see, where does that bring us? Said 50 off earlier. It's probably 50 off now. We still had a lot of XP. We are starting to get to the higher end of the class. Yep, I was about right. 40... 47. That's pretty much 50. But luckily that doesn't take long. We get like 3 wins a minute. That'll take like, what, 15 minutes? We shall grind it. He burned himself out? What, from the 24-hour stream or just in general? I've had that happen quite a few times. Oh, what do we grab here? There's splodies. Soon, TM. I never did bother doing a video on the most recent patch. There isn't really much of a need to. The video is basically, hey, they added a new thing to Adventure Board that replaces the left task occasionally for various events. And we're going to get dual storms eventually that aren't even currently in the game because no troops have it. And there we go, that's the entire patch. There's a few other things too, but they were all like really small bug fix stuff. Oh, that was it for newer features. These obviously was a mini patch. Next big patch is probably mid-March, going over heroes. Because all the heroes will be in the game by the time 2 patches from now comes out. So next patch almost has to be a hero class rework patch. And by rework, I mean they might tweak some things, but they're also planning on possibly adding more grinded classes, potentially. I forgot what they end up saying on that, if they were going to try not to. Like, they want to expand hero classes, but I don't think they want to expand the grind. I think they want to expand in a way that makes class events on Thursdays actually more worth it, but not increase the amount of grind too much, but still give something else to, like, seek after on classes. Seems like about the approximation of what they're planning for it. How exactly they go about that or what on earth that will entail, we do not know. And they're probably going to rebalance some of the older hero classes. Like the ones that have literally not been touched since day one that hero classes came out. The really useless ones. Like Warden. Or technically Knight hero class. Warden actually got somewhat useful because those perks were really good for Truffle team. However, its final trait's still useless. 5 armor to all allies. That would be interesting if they actually do make that something viable. That actually works for Truffle team. Because that is still considered one of the better, if not the best options for Truffle. So if that became better with Truffle, just well, out of nowhere. That'd actually be kind of cool. Like if it gets perpetual green storm or something. There are troops and classes that summon a random storm, isn't there? Maybe they will summon a dual storm. I didn't actually test that. I did not test that, actually. Interesting. Yeah, I didn't even think about testing that. Isn't that is a thing. I think the easiest way to do it is hero. Yeah, let's go check that real quick, I guess. Why not? What's the best way to do it? I guess, what's the infinite loop that doesn't do damage? Green Seer. What's the other version of Giant Spider? Isn't there something that uses green that creates purple? Pretty sure there is. Let me save that in case someone asks. Let's get rid of Purifaction. We already did this yesterday. Or on Tuesday, I mean. Oh, random storm cannot do dual storms. Whoops. Okay. Well, there we go. The answer is that. That makes sense. That's gotta be interesting then. So you can only ever get a dual storm from a troop that specifically creates that dual storm. But I feel like they're gonna start adding a lot of them then. Because there's a lot of combination of dual storms. There's like, what, 20 something? Different dual storms combinations. I actually forget what the full combination amount is of 6 colors. I think it's 24. Why does it sound correct? It's somewhere's in the mid 20s, mid to low 20s, somewhere's in 20s. Do you think any team that would benefit from a dual storm versus a single one? Specific teams, none come to mind. However, there are troops that would benefit from it. But it really just depends on if your team needs 2 colors or not. And most teams do. There's quite a few teams based around green, blue, red, purple, brown, yellow. Those 3 color combinations are actually pretty popular for team compositions that get centered around it. What medals did you give Rowain? I just ended up giving her 6 epics. I was hesitant to do it, but we use her so much that I figured might as well just do it already. 6 damage isn't a lot, but 6 damage is more than 0 damage. Loading screen. Oh, you mean the medals that I have set? Yeah, I'm giving her plus 24 armor off of 3 guards. You should always give her 3 guards. And you can use Mirage Queen, the half mana starter. Come on, retrieve that data. There we go. But yeah, armor gives her 24 damage. Because we have 24 armor. But that converts to 2 to 1. But yeah, as you can see right there, 24 armor off of equipped medals. And she has 2 to 1 based on armor, which gives her 48 damage off of that. I could just take it 5 times to win. Whoops. Wasted a turn. Let me go. There we go. 30 something more kills to go. And then another 22 levels. Shouldn't be too bad. Because just dailies alone do like half a level each time. And we need to do like 1.5 levels per day. Which really means we only really need to do about 1 level per day. Since obviously dailies we would do regardless. Also, I need to catch up on sleep tonight. Like pretty much as soon as this stream ends, I'm probably going to bed. I just upload the thing in the morning. For people that want to watch it after the fact. I don't know. There's always something about Thursday nights where I don't get good sleep. I'm not sure what it is about them. What's the best way to get Rowan to Mythic? Yours is currently purple. Use event keys on Forest of Thorns. Yeah, that pretty much is your best bet. Wait until Forest of Thorns event and then use event keys on it. There really isn't any other viable method. You can theoretically get it occasionally off a 1 in 8 chance off a blue and green shards. However, it costs a lot of shards to do so. I believe they're 50 each. And you have a 1 in 8 chance of getting the specific epic you want. Which means you're going to spend on average, what is that? 400 shards per copy. Which is pretty expensive. Especially since you need those for weapons and other things earlier in the game. Since you probably wouldn't have an excess of them yet. But no, your best bet is obviously get your 1 free copy from completing out the kingdom. And then kind of just wait and randomly get it in keys. And then if a Forest of Thorn event ever rolls around, just throw event keys at it. It's pretty much your best bet. You could also theoretically get it to Legend, then use a small blue on it to get it to Mythic. However, only use it once you get it to Legend. Do not use a small blue on Epic, it is a waste. But once you get it to Legend, you could use a small blue to get it to Mythic. Not necessarily the best value of a small blue, but if you're planning on using a Rowan a lot, the little bit extra damage you get from those stats might be worth it. But she's only going to get like, what, 5-6 damage from getting that level, I think? Somewhere around there. Maybe 8 if she gives a generous amount of armor. I forget if it does. I believe it gives like 1 magic 2 armor or something. Might be a little bit higher. Actually, there's a way to check. Gemsofwardatabase.com has the info on it. Might as well go bring it up right now. Why not? Let's see. Gemsofwardatabase.com. Let's see. What benefit does Rowan get from being maxed? I could just type the name. Whoops, fail. I don't want all of them loaded. I could just typed in Rowan. I forgot that's an option. Actually, still not too late. There we go. Go search. Aha! There we go. So if we click on this, here's the full breakdown of what she gets per thing. So at level 20, she ends up getting an increase of what is that? It doesn't break it down per thing. She ends up getting 3. She gets 3 armor and 1 magic, meaning she gets 7 damage. So compared to Legend to Mythic, she gets 7 damage from that total. 3 armor giving 6 and the 1 magic giving 1. Which isn't a huge amount, but it's not small. Like, we got her to fully golded to get her 6 damage. Which is about the exact same difference. What on earth is this board? Let's take a blue. Like all the things we'd normally want all fit, like an explode or something. Or an extra turn green or blue are all not there. Wait, we're getting another one like Zugoff? No! Really? That's unfortunate. Especially since some people had to waste a bunch of resources for the Guardian troops. Compared to the people that got it for free. And I don't have enough gems to be making first place on leaderboards. The cost for a first place these days is like over 8,000 gems, I feel like. Not to mention a lot of time. Hopefully they make it cost just diamonds. Make it cost 40,000 diamonds. Which costs 10 mythics. That would be like a Zugoff. Because there's currently no diamond sync in the game. That's technically supposed to be mythics. But if you own everything in the game, there's no diamond sync anymore. Because mythics are the diamond sync. Which, how many diamonds are we up to right now? There's no over 100,000. We are up to... Oh no, not there yet. No, actually that's a bit smaller than that. Oh, it's still pretty high. That's actually 60-something thousand, because I can, of course, convert all these jewels into diamonds. So I currently have, let's see, what's 5,510 plus that? Let's do some maths. That comes out to, what is this? That comes out to 64,876 gems. Yeah, 64,800 basically. Is how many diamonds we have. I wouldn't mind having another troop to work towards. I just feel like orbs is a bad thing to make it required to get. Because whenever they keep adding more things that require these orbs, it kind of completely defeats the point of what orbs are even supposed to be used for, and that you're supposed to use them occasionally to upgrade troops. However, if they keep adding things like Zugoff for orbs, it changes the purpose of orbs from using them for their actual purpose to just using them for these really expensive troops instead, which kind of defeats the whole purpose of orbs, because 3 out of your 4 orbs basically just get dedicated towards getting new troops rather than actually using them for what they're supposed to be used for. So I am against it being costing orbs. But if they make it worth some other resource, I wouldn't really mind as much. Like if they wanted to sink a bunch of various resources by adding a new troop. I just do not agree that it should be orbs. Oh, was that the level? Okay, anything good in here? Probably not. Nope. Well, not like we really can really even get anything too good from it. This tier 3 anyways. But there we go. Level 78. You have a lot of diamonds too. From nothing you don't already have. Well, you have a lot of diamonds too. From nothing I don't already have here. Or have. Yeah, once you reach a certain point, there's nothing you can do with diamonds. They actually become a dead currency in the current state of the game. It's kind of weird because diamonds are actually one of the most valuable currencies since they have guaranteed chances for mythics of any choice mythic you want. However, you can reach a point in end game where you have enough diamonds that diamonds have no value at all, which is kind of strange. Yeah, diamonds are one of the more valuable resources in the game. They are for a good duration of the game until you reach end game. And once you reach end game, they become useless. But every time prior to that, diamonds are one of the most useful resources. Because one of the whole things you grind once you reach late game is getting more mythics. And the easiest way to guarantee lockdown mythics you don't already have is by spending, of course, 4,000 diamonds on one that you don't have to get a 100% chance of getting it. The next best method is event keying for it on a given event week. Or to use Glory Gem Guild or VIP chest whenever a new mythic comes out. But, yeah, diamonds are just the most efficient method that way. But if you have all troops, they have none. You can craft mythics and disenchant them for souls. That's funny. That would not happen. Actually, doesn't it cost souls to craft a mythic? You would actually net lose souls that way. Doesn't crafting any mythic actually require souls? Pretty sure it does. Yeah, you need 20,000 souls. So you can go spend 20,000 souls to go get 150 souls back if you want. Also, let's go craft 14 iron guts. The army of iron guts. But anyways, guys, I'm going to be heading out for now. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's about 13 hours from now. We'll be going and doing all of Bounty Hunter. So tomorrow morning, afternoon, we'll be spending time in Bounty Hunter, getting the entirety of that done, and going from there. And then we'll have our normal stream tomorrow night, an hour and a half prior to now tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as we do every night. But anyways, guys, thanks for stopping by. And I will catch all of you guys very, very soon. Leave a like if you enjoyed the stream, and catch you guys soon. Goodbye, everyone. Good night.